All right, let's get over to the kitchen now and see what ABC7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher has in store for us today for lunch. Judy?
You know, around the holidays, I love making eggplant parmesan. I think it's a great meal if you're entertaining because you can prepare the majority of it the night before and then just pop it in the oven and serve it with a great salad. But it's perfect for a potluck party as well. So today I'm going to show you a great version. We're going to hold off on those Italian panko breadcrumbs because otherwise you have to use egg and flour in the panko crumbs, and that's going to add a lot of calories. I'd rather have my calories in the cheese for this dish, so we're going to go ahead and do that style. Pick up your eggplant down at the farmer's market at Warden Farms or simply at the grocery store, but you're going to really enjoy this dish and you're going to definitely want to share it. I'm going to be back in just a few minutes to start sauteing and show you a nice little topping to go with it as well. Okay, let's get started. The first thing I want to talk to you about is the actual eggplant. You're going to need to have your kosher salt ready because what we do is we sprinkle the eggplant with salt and we let it sit, and then you're going to have to keep your paper towels close at hand. You'd be amazed at how much liquid is going to come out just in the first 15 minutes. Now, I don't like to use a mandolin for my cut on this because unless you have an institutional one, it's really hard to cut through on the eggplant, but you want to cut them nice, even slices, okay? Thin is good. So once that's done, you're going to spread it out, and let me just pop over here to get my kosher salt. And you're going to salt them, so you're not going to resalt later because we have salt and cheese, and so we're going to draw the liquid out. It's what happens is it's not only drawing the liquid out, it's actually taking out the bitterness, and that's the most important. After about 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to bring this up closer for you to see. You're going to notice my cutting board is wet, and there's a reason for that. Just like I said, it's sweating that bitterness out and any extra moisture, so we're going to pat it. Let's get over to the pan. For sauteing the eggplant, I'm going to use just a simple canola oil. Olive oil is going to be a little bit too rich for this dish, so I'm just going to give it a little bit of time in the pan. Spray the pan with Pam, so use less oil, okay? So about a half a teaspoon per batch of oil, and you can see it's as soon as it starts to get tender, there's a nice brown piece, which is great, but it doesn't have to get that brown. We're going to take a casserole dish. I have my favorite, Le Creuset, and I've sprayed it with a little Pam. Now I have a good sauce. I love Michael's from Brooklyn. I can get it over the Fresh Market. And I'm going to use a spicy sauce today just to add a little pizzazz because my friends that I'm going to share this with, they have a little pizzazz. So line the eggplant once it's tender on the bottom of the pan. Then what we're going to do, I'm going to do about 2 layers of eggplant. Then we'll start with the cheese. Then my secret weapon, jarred roasted peppers. That's right, just straight from the jar. And I'm just going to basically break that up a little bit because when you cut into something like lasagna or eggplant parmesan, it doesn't have to be small pieces. The knife is going to cut through it. Come back, we're going to keep layering and show you a great topping to just make this a little more festive and uptown. So you can start to see the layers appearing. Now I also have some Parmesan cheese. I don't want to go too heavy on the sauce. I usually do about 4 layers of eggplant before I put on some more sauce. Now take some organic grape tomatoes, pop them in a good quality olive oil. This is going to be perfect, and what we want to do is just blister them a teeny bit. So here's where I'll take a teeny bit more kosher salt, give it a pinch. There we go. And I'm just going to, like I said, blister, because first of all, it tastes so much better if you have oven roasted or just slightly blistered tomatoes. They're also healthier for you. So I'm going to turn the eggplant, and then I'm going to continue on with layers of flavor. Now, you can easily bring in ricotta cheese at this point and just do a couple dabs of it and then put some on top. Parmesan is going to help with the moisture because we're going to use some fresh mozzarella. We have some shredded, but now I'm going to use some fresh as well. That has a higher moisture content, so the Parmesan just kind of helps balance that out. So there we go. And you can use, you know, zucchini in this. You can definitely use portobello mushrooms as well. So we blistered up these tomatoes, and I'm going to keep a few to put on the very top, but those are gonna pop some more as it's roasting, which I love. So let's get back to our roasted red peppers. And you can see again, there's moisture on the board, so we're gonna pat that last bit of eggplant out. And here we go. And this is just a great recipe to even add portobello mushrooms. I just love it, but it's festive. Maybe I love it because it's all the pretty holiday colors, but it just works whether it's Christmas or Hanukkah party or New Year's. It's gonna be super to serve people. So we continue on and layer that. Now you're going to get the oven prepped at 350 degrees, and for the first half an hour I'm going to cook it covered with lightly covered with aluminum foil, and then I'm going to switch it out and I'm going to take the lid off, and we're going to have such a great eggplant dish. If you can get a close-up right over here, look at this baby. We're going to cut into it in just a few minutes and come back and you'll get to experience it with me. I can't wait. Here we go. Look at this. It's great. You can just bring the casserole dish. You could even bring it to a party that you're going to and pop it in their oven to bake it off, or you can just go ahead and cut it into smaller pieces. It's nice and deep, so the layers are, there's probably about 7 or 8 layers of eggplant. We did not use the breadcrumbs in this, so we saved some calories. But we have a little bit of ricotta on top. We have the blister tomatoes, and of course some fresh basil out of my garden. You want to zest it up a little bit, just drizzle a little chili oil on top. Really give that pop flavor. But I did use a robust tomato sauce in it that really brought up that flavor as well. If you want this recipe, go on to mysuncoast.com, click on the dining page. You'll get the recipe, videos, and so much more. You'll learn where to dine if you don't want to cook. Back to you guys.